Are you hearing less than you think? Scientists found a surprising link to brain health. Have you ever noticed that people seem to mumble more than they used to? Maybe you turn the television up just a little higher. At a busy restaurant, you can hear everyone talking, but sometimes you can't quite understand the words. Or perhaps your grandchildren say something from across the room, and you find yourself asking, "What did you say?" It's easy to blame the television, the noisy restaurant, or the way people speak today. But sometimes, something else is happening so gradually that we barely notice it. Our hearing is changing, and scientists are now paying much closer attention to hearing for a reason that goes far beyond our ears. Recent research involving more than 61,000 adults aged 55 and older across 33 countries examined the relationship between hearing loss, hearing aid use, and cognitive health. Among people with hearing loss, effective hearing aid use was associated with lower odds of probable dementia. The researchers also made an important point. This is an association, not proof that hearing aids prevent dementia. Still, the findings add to a growing scientific conversation about something many of us rarely connect: hearing and brain health. To understand why, think about what happens during a simple conversation. When your hearing is clear, words arrive almost effortlessly. But when certain sounds become harder to hear, your brain has to work harder to fill in the missing pieces. Was that 15 or 50? Did she say Tuesday or Thursday? You may still understand the conversation, but it can require more concentration than it once did. And after a while, that can become tiring. There's another part of the story that's just as important. Imagine sitting at a family dinner where several people are talking at once. Everyone laughs. Someone tells a story. Another conversation begins across the table. If following all those voices becomes difficult, you may gradually participate less. Not because you don't care, not because you don't enjoy your family, but simply because listening has become exhausting. Over time, some people begin avoiding noisy restaurants, parties, meetings, or other social situations. And that matters because social connection is itself an important part of healthy aging. This is one reason researchers are so interested in the relationship between hearing and cognitive health. Hearing loss may interact with several things at once, including the extra mental effort required to understand speech and changes in how often someone participates in social life. But there's something particularly interesting about age-related hearing loss. It often doesn't happen overnight. It can happen so slowly that the brain adapts along the way. You may not notice the sounds you're missing because you've gradually become accustomed to living without them. Perhaps birds don't sound quite as bright as they once did. Maybe the turn signal in the car seems quieter. High-pitched voices become harder to understand. Television dialogue becomes less clear, especially when background music is playing. And instead of thinking, "My hearing may have changed," we often think, "Why don't actors speak clearly anymore?" That's why hearing checks can be useful even before hearing loss feels serious. They're not about admitting that you're getting old. They're simply another way of understanding what's happening in your body, much like checking your eyesight or blood pressure. And if hearing loss is discovered, today's options are very different from what many people remember from decades ago. Hearing technology has become smaller, more discreet, and more sophisticated. But even before considering any device, the first step can simply be having a conversation with a qualified healthcare or hearing professional. There is also an important message here that deserves repeating. Hearing loss does not mean someone will develop dementia. And wearing hearing aids does not guarantee that dementia will be prevented. Science is still working to understand exactly how these things are connected. What the growing body of research tells us is that hearing deserves more attention as part of healthy aging than many of us have traditionally given it. Perhaps that's the real lesson. We spend a great deal of time thinking about our hearts, our blood pressure, our bones, our eyesight. But hearing is sometimes quietly pushed to the side until it becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe we shouldn't wait that long, because hearing isn't only about detecting sounds. It's about hearing your granddaughter tell a story, following the joke at the dinner table, enjoying your favorite song, talking with friends without feeling exhausted, and staying connected to the conversations that make everyday life meaningful. So here's a gentle challenge for today. The next time you're watching television, having dinner with family, or talking with friends, simply notice how hard you're working to hear. Are you asking people to repeat themselves more often? Are you turning the volume higher than you used to? Are conversations in crowded places becoming more difficult? You don't need to worry. Just notice. Sometimes, paying attention to a small change is the first step toward taking better care of ourselves. And sometimes, protecting the sounds in our lives may also help us stay more connected to the people who matter most. Thank you for watching. If this video made you think about your own hearing or someone you care about, feel free to share your experience in the comments. And if you'd like to see more thoughtful videos about healthy aging and life after 60, subscribe to Bright Golden Years. I'll see you in our next conversation.